Hello everyone, this is Dr. Clark in the Center for Weight Loss Success, and this morning put together a little video on your blood sugar. Let's talk about your blood sugar in a minute, because obviously blood sugar is very important for overall health. Physicians, we check blood sugars all the time. If you're diabetic, obviously we encourage you to check your blood sugar all the time. But what does it actually mean when you get the number? Okay, typically we say that a normal blood sugar is somewhere between 70 or so to 100. Anything above 100 is abnormal. Anything above 125 is actually labeled as diabetic. Okay, what do those numbers actually mean? Okay, so typically we measure blood sugar in milligrams per deciliter, and let's just say for easy math that your blood sugar is 100. Okay, what does that actually mean? How much sugar is actually in your blood if your blood sugar is 100? Well, most humans have about 5 liters of blood in their entire body. So 5 liters, if you think you have the 2-liter drinks that you get at the grocery store, those 2-liter bottles, so you'd have 2.5 of those 2-liter bottles. That's your blood right there. So how much sugar would actually be in that if your blood sugar is 100? Well, if you do the math and figure it out, there's actually about 5 grams. 5 grams. 5 grams is a tiny amount. When I say 5 grams, what does that mean? That's less than a teaspoon. It's about the size of those little tiny sugar cubes that you used to always see in restaurant tables. One little tiny sugar cube. That's 5 grams. And that's spread out in that 5 liters of blood that's sitting there. That's a tiny amount. So if your blood sugar's then, 120, that would mean another extra gram. It'd be 6 grams. And that's kind of high. If your blood sugar's 80, that would just be 4 grams. So we're talking a difference there of only a couple grams. What's actually amazing is that your body can actually keep your blood sugar in a reasonable level. It's amazing to me that we don't all have diabetes, that your blood sugar is swinging all over the place. Now, so what does that actually mean, though? If you're sensitive to carbohydrates, which, carbohydrate sensitivity is something to talk about very shortly here in one of these videos. But if you're sensitive to carbohydrates, which over 2/3 of the population is, that means it only takes a tiny amount of sugar to actually kind of raise your blood sugar fairly easily. So you could literally double your blood sugar by having something as 5 grams of carbohydrate in it. Now, I'm not saying 5 grams of just sugar. That's a marketing thing. But 5 grams of carbohydrate in it, you in theory could double your blood sugar. If your blood sugar is 100, you had something that has 5 grams. What's 5 grams of sugar? It's about 1/4 of a slice of bread. It's about half of an Oreo. It's one of these little pieces of gum, and this is a sugar-free piece of gum right here. Sugar-free doesn't mean it's carb-free. There's 1 gram. So, in theory, I have this piece of gum. I can raise my blood sugar 20 points from 100 to 20, or 80 to 100, or 100 to 120, because that's only 1 gram that can change that. So if you're sensitive to carbohydrates, really easy to raise your blood sugar, even eating low carb. Only takes a tiny amount. Here it is, sugar-free piece of gum. I'm going to pop it in my mouth. I'm going to raise my blood sugar about 20 points. All right, now it's not quite that simple, but still, the point there being is that it's really easy to have big blood sugar swings, even on a very low carbohydrate diet. And that's what we have to be very careful. If you're sensitive to carbohydrates, be careful out there. All right, questions, comments, post them below. Thank you for sharing, and we'll talk again soon. Like I said, I'll probably talk a little more detail about what is carbohydrate sensitivity. All right, take care, everyone. Have a good day.